Hello, hello. Greeting you guys from Kuwait, and I'm here with Tiffany Whitfield.
Hi.
And Tiffany just wrote and published her first book, Astronaut Commands. I got that right?
Yes.
Okay. So I took it upon myself to interview Tiffany today because I had a couple of questions. Being an entrepreneur myself, a new entrepreneur, I wanted to know from you, what did it take? At what point in your journey did you decide, you know what, I want to do this book?
All right. So when I was in college, I had a professor named Dr. Brannon, and she taught us a course which was based on children's literature. And the book basically gave us a guide, like what type of books you can write, what to include, things like that. So during the class, I was like, okay, I want to write a book.
And that's when the idea came to you.
Yes, but I didn't know what I wanted to write at that point. I just know I wanted to write. Yeah.
And from being in that class, getting that basic information on, if you want to write a book, this is what you do. How long before you actually pivoted and then spring forward and started making moves?
Maybe like a year or two later.
Okay.
Maybe a year at the most. I didn't start with this book. I started with another one. Well, two other ones, and they're already finished. But this one is the first one that I actually published. This one's my favorite.
Okay.
And it's my favorite because I actually did it with one of my students in my class, and it talks about space, and I love the universe.
Okay.
I love planets, so that's why this one is one of my favorites.
So the belief you had in yourself to move forward with trying to get the book published and all of that came because this was your baby.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And during the journey, at any point in time, since I mentioned belief, did you question the value that you would be adding or not adding?
Well, my goal was just to get children to read. So the book line is called Team Us. And so what that is, it encourages parents, siblings, whomever to read with young children. So that was the value that I wanted to bring, because I would always hear parents say, well, learning is so much different from when I was a kid to now. So that I wanted parents to get involved with their children with reading.
Okay, so you saw the value with the book, and the parents can interact with the kids. Because I love the book. I love the boy on the book. Every time I look at him, he just makes me want to smile. He's like so cute. So, okay, so you went ahead and you knew the value that you were adding. Did you have any doubt that like, or as entrepreneurs, there's a point where, I don't know for you, but there became a point in my journey where I was like, I'm actually doing this. When did that happen for you?
Probably like throughout the process, like just putting it all together. Like it's about to go print and publish, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what if I didn't do something right? What if something's wrong? Because I basically did it off of me. I didn't really go off of another author's work. I just did it from my vision. So yeah, I was like, what if the kids don't like it? What if it doesn't sell? And I think that's normal when you're starting like a new project or a new business, going through that. But you just have to push forward and go
just do it. Yeah, and just do it. And yesterday I came across a quote, and the quote was, if you don't jump, you will never know.
Right.
Sometimes we just have to take that
leap of faith.
Yeah, that leap of faith and say, you know what, I'm going for it. This is it, and let's go. So between you writing the material and publishing, how long did that take? Because I know there are people that may be looking that's like, well, how long did this take for her?
I wrote it probably like maybe 2019, the summer of 2019, and then we started doing the publishing and all in 2020. With the impact of COVID, it took a little bit longer to get things situated and established. but we finally got it done. The journey was an experience because it's published here in Kuwait, and I don't know anything about publishing in the country, so I've had a lot of support with that also.
And people, this is a big deal. Like, she's not in America. We're actually in Kuwait, and she had her book published in the Middle East. You know, like, forget the actual location. We're looking wider, like the Middle East. And I know that, you know, her material is going to be in other bookstores in the Middle East besides Kuwait, you know, and this is my sister girl. And I am just like so proud, and she's an inspiration to me because she's doing it. You're actually doing this.
Yes.
So who were your top 3 supporters?
Top 3 supporters. I would have to say my parents. They've always encouraged me to do whatever I wanted to do, and they know that I would be successful. My husband, he has always encouraged me. He has always supported me, and my mentor, Hussein Al-Nassar. He's one of my biggest influencers. Just helping me learn how to get things done in the Middle East, in the GCC. So without him and his family, this would not have happened.
Wow.
So big shout out to Mr. Hussein.
Big shout out to Mr. Hussein. I'm glad you mentioned mentor, because I have a mentor myself.
Okay.
I've had mentors in the past that didn't know I existed. You know, you're like, oh, Oprah's my mentor, or this one's my mentor. You know, she doesn't even know I existed. You know, I've had dreams about being interviewed by Miss Oprah Winfrey. I'm still here. You know, and I actually have a mentor myself. How important would you say it is for someone to have a mentor?
It's very important to have a mentor. You need to be influenced by someone that knows more than you. You need to be influenced by someone that has done it already. Like my mentor, they have multiple businesses. They are multi-millionaires. Whatever you want done, they can make it happen.
Hey folks, it's about
important.
And it's about networking.
Yes.
Networking is like, to me, is like a big part of being an entrepreneur, you know, being able to camouflage.
Yes.
Did you say?
Yes. You have to be able to adapt and adjust, especially if you're living in a different culture. Like how we're here in Kuwait, I'm really off into the culture because I deal with the kids. And they also influence me as well. Like Ferris, the main character in the book, he has earned the title of creative control.
Wow.
And he was like, well, let's say this, because I may say tiptoes, but he may say tippy toes. And that's like what kids during this age.
Yeah.
Right. I wouldn't know that because I don't speak like that.
Yeah.
But yes, so he would give me his creative input on the book as well.
And it was able, that way, I guess it's able to connect more with the readers that's his age bracket.
Right.
What are 3 takeaways from this whole journey?
I would say, okay, first, like, the things that I learned from this book is, like, I left out my own like page, my own Tiffany page, and then like we forgot to put in the publishing page, so they had to go in and put it on the back. So just things like that, just the order of the content was one thing that I would go back and do, which for my next book will be better. I would say, like, I wanted to do like a workbook to go with it, as far as like activity sheets. Okay. So just to increase like reading comprehension, writing skills, things like that. And another one, I had fun doing this book, but I wish I would have done more like behind the scenes
footage.
Yeah. Yes. Things like that.
You said, okay, let me go back to what the first thought that came to mind, which was, I think it was Mahatma Gandhi that said, we need to be able to be water.
Mhm.
And I could be wrong. But someone said you have to be able to be like water, because when you're like water, you can fit into any space.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And with us living in the Middle East,
Mhm.
I guess we're like water.
Yes.
Because it's not for everyone.
No.
And
not.
you have to be able to adapt
And adjust.
every day and be water.
Every day.
So I have to ask you this. Is there Arabic version coming?
I have been asked multiple times for this book in Arabic. I am thinking about doing it. I'm not familiar. Well, I can listen to Arabic and understand, and I can speak it a little, but I can't write it.
Okay.
But I can get someone to write it. So we'll see.
So there is a consideration there.
There is a consideration.
Okay, because remember, we have to be like water.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I'm sure you're part of what you do as a writer. You'd like to expose
Right.
a lot of different cultures, different people to
Right.
just the material in the book. Is there another book in the works?
Yes, I have already finished another one.
Wow.
It's one that I did with my niece, my baby niece, and it's about Skylar's graduation.
Wow.
She graduated from kindergarten. That was like one of her big experiences, and it has actions with it because kids, they like to have fun. They don't want to read anything boring. So I do a lot of movement with my books.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there we have it, folks. Tiffany Whitfield, and I take it this is your first interview for the book?
Yes,
I nailed the first interview. And the book is called Astronaut Commands, and you're on Instagram?
Yes.
Your Instagram
it's
tag.
Tiptay_KW. TIP_KW. So I will have the distributor's information on my Instagram. And I'm going to the States soon with books on hand.
Okay.
The distributor's information will be linked to my Instagram. So if anybody wants to order it, you can go there and order the book.
Also, is there anyone that you'd like to thank for this journey?
Big shout out again to Mr. Hussein Al Nassar, my mentor. He's the best. He even did a video for me to promote, which I love. Faris Al Nassar, my baby. He's the one that did the creative control.
And this is Ferris right here.
Yes, this is Faris.
Yep. This is Ferris, the star.
Yes, he loves this book. Like, he's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I read a book. And then he saw your comment, and he was like, what's your name on Instagram?
Steps.
Yeah, he's like, Steps of Intention said she wants to know where to buy it. Yeah, so he was so excited when he was reading the comments.
Yeah.
And all of that.
And I'm sure that experience for Ferris kind of stirred up in him.
Yes.
Bigger things.
Yes.
That's to come. And seeing that his dad is so influential and is your mentor to you. Imagine what Ferris is going to do later on with this experience,
Yes, he's a baby boss. Like, he's like, I want to get the astronaut suit. Like, that's next. Like, he's planning it out.
That's good.
Yes.
And Tiffany's going to autograph one of... So I'll have autographed books. I have a few things in the works. I've purchased a few from Tiffany, and the books are going to be autographed. And you can check out more interviews that I have on steps_of_intention on Instagram. And you want to give your tag again for the Instagram?
Sure. It's Tiptay_KW. TIPTAE_KW.
And you guys, when you go to Tiffany's page, please, the book, I would recommend it. That's why I got a few copies. And I don't have little ones, but I'm gonna be a distributor myself to push this book because I like it. I really like the material. I like what's in it. It's really colorful. The book is awesome for it. Look at this. Look at the little boy.
that's Commander Ferris.
Commander Ferris. So, guys, thanks for your time. Remember to step with intention in everything that you do, and you'll get ahead.
I'm thinking about doing it in Arabic. I feel